As far as I know.
Damn it!
What?
What was I thinking? We gotta call that off right now. Can you call that guy? What's his name?
Brad. Okay, yeah, man. Call him.
Yeah, tell him I'll pay him anyway. Not to worry about it. Just tell him not to go over there. What was I thinking?
All right, chill. I'll call him.
Thanks for the drugs, Dean.
Actually, I don't have his digits.
What are you talking about? I thought you called him last night.
Yeah, but I got his number from Cliff.
You get it from Cliff again.
Cliff doesn't have a phone right now. I got it from him at the bar.
What's the boy's last name? I'll call information.
I don't remember. It's a Mexican name.
Mexican? For Christ's sake, Dean, the guy's got blonde hair and blue eyes. Come on.
I thought it was strange, too. A guy who looks like that had a Mexican last name. But I don't judge people, you know? I mean, it might not have been Mexican. It could have been a Filipino name. I think it's Lopez, or Sanchez, or Gutierrez.
I gotta get home and head him off.
Well, it's funny because it's a story about a guy whose life is out of control and he does something dumb to spin it more out of control.
Yeah.
And that should be funny. I mean, we should be able to see his life unraveling and be able to have enjoyment and see how he tries to pull all these things back together. But then again, like I said, you know, everything just kind of, it doesn't seem to like be pulled in or rain. Everything just kind of wanders.
Nothing is organic. It just kind of like, it happens in pieces. You forget the things are there because they get away from him so long. And then even when it ends, it isn't even like a real ending. It's like it just goes off.
Well, like the strength of Office Space was that we got to see this guy who was freed. I mean, he became free of all these things that we hate, all the shit in life we have to deal with, and really did. His spirit was set free, and he you know, we're happy for him. This is a fantasy, you know, of office cubicle drones. And here, it's a nightmare, not a fantasy, and there is no sense of freedom. The best you're ever going to get is where you started from.
Well, not only that.
But except you go, the thing is what he has isn't something that he's settling for. This is the life that he built. He married the woman he wanted to marry. He built a business from the ground up of something he loved. He's living the life. He's never going to be a rock star, but he doesn't want to be. He's found the life that he wants to live. I don't think it's about settling. It's about appreciating what you have.
It's about having a midlife crisis.
Yes.
Fair enough.
That's totally what this movie is
but
about.
he never really gets a win, and I think that's what we want for these type of characters that Mike Judge builds. We want to see them win at least a little.
You're right. It is like his win is like just coming back to where he started. And
really? Because I don't think it's a win. I think he got what he wanted. Eventually, if we watch the movie, I don't want to ruin anything, but yeah, this person pretty much has what he wants. It's just that to get there, we have nothing exciting.
Yeah. Well, I think I was with you at first when you talked about it being a clone of Office Space. But the thing is, with Office Space, the big difference between this and Office Space is that Office Space is so universal. Like, so many people have worked in an office and can really feel that and go like, oh, dude, that is so much like my life. Maybe not exactly.
Drone.
Yeah,
a lot of other friends who are dissatisfied.
There's so many things like Mike Judge is able, even with King of the Hill, he's able to nail these things that you never really talk about. You never put a finger on them. It's like, wow, it's so much like that. But then Carlisle has a good point how it's much more like King of the Hill being so very Texas because it's at an extract plant, which not a lot of people can identify with. However, there is an extract plant just south of Austin out in Onion Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah,
probably where a lot of this is filmed.
I thought it looked like the extract factory down there. The thing is that it's an extract factory populated with quirky down home characters that are both irritating and amusing at the same time,
and yet never really all that developed.
Never endearing is the biggest problem.
Yeah, the one guy who's slightly endearing is one of the guys that you guys forgot to mention is doing a great job, Clifton Collins Jr.
Sure, but even so,
who plays the
Step.
You don't like him
Step,
so much as
redneck.
kind of feel sorry for him.
Right, but of course, I mean, I thought he did it. I've always been.
Well, that's why I
like
say
him
this is a culmination of everything that Mike Judge has done. I mean, we have elements of everything he's done put into this film, and that's why I thought something like this should work because it is King of the Hill, it is Office Space, it is Beavis and Butthead to some extent, but. Like I said, the movie is just not tight. It's just there's a lot of loose ends. I mean, let me put it this way: there are certain he tries to handle so much in this movie that we forget about certain things. Like the thing we open up with the movie with, when it comes back later in the movie, we're like, oh yeah, I forgot about this character.
Yeah. and there's so many characters in here like this. You're like, why are they even in this movie? What was the point
Mike himself,
that subplot?
Mike himself makes a very clumsy cameo in the movie. Like, at a point, I was like, I wonder if he's going to put himself in the movie like he did with his other movies. And he does, but when he shows up, it's like, you know what? If his character had been in there from the beginning, which he could have been,
Yeah.
it would have felt more natural.
Why didn't he do that?
Exactly.
But when it shows up, it's like, who is this? Oh, that's Mike Judge.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I tell you, I mean, look, I mean, to say some of to mention some of the good parts of the movie, I was talking about a movie earlier tonight. It's a movie that does kind of ride off the strength of its characters. Kristen Wiig, who plays the wife of Jason Bateman, I think she's good. Jason Bateman, I mean, that guy's always likable in a movie. I mean, I think that
he's playing the same role he always does.
But I mean, and that's good. It's a guy. That's the kind of guy where if he does play. I mean, look, Jimmy Stewart plays the same thing he did in every movie. There's certain actors that can do it. Jason Bateman does that, and I like that with him. Now,
Ben Affleck usually does that, but really.
That's my favorite character in this movie.
He's
Ben
great.
Affleck, because he's the working class character who says the shit that we don't want to say. Who's like he has nothing to hold him back in life, so he can do all kind of drugs and give shitty advice.
He was so great that Corey even pronounced his name correctly. That's
true.
great he is.
I didn't even think about that.
After years of being given shit about that, what choice do I have?
If you took the serious path in life and you still got one crazy friend left at high school who's just not quite crazy enough where you dropped him by the wayside, he's that guy that you still hang out with and go, you won't believe the shit that Ben Affleck did the other day.
And you mentioned
It's
that guy, man, this guy, this actor, Dustin Milligan, who plays the Gigolo Brad.
He was really good.
He was very funny.
Yeah, he was very funny.
Him and Ben Affleck, they were both. I thought they really stood out.
Yeah. And Mila Kunis, it would have helped if we kept waiting for her to, have some depth, some impact on us, the audience. But instead, she's a plot device and nothing more than that.
You're
Man, that's
absolutely right
true.
about that.
Isn't that what she usually plays, though? I mean, let's be honest. As hot as she is,
she's very
usually
hot.
the plot device.
And you know something? If you look, you're gonna make fun
Not
of me,
on Family
but
Guy.
listening to her on Family Guy as the voice of Meg. I mean, she clearly has comic talent.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
good.
she's untalented. I would never say that. I think she's quite talented.
No,
Yeah.
she's one of those girls who's so good looking that people cast her for the way she looks instead of
Which is what they did here.
Yeah.
Because she could have been. This could have been played by anyone. Honestly.
So look, like I said, it pains me to say this. I mean, we talk about movies all the time, and people, if you ever judge us as unfair, well, this is the point where you can tell that we are not. We know this guy. We hope the best for this person, but this movie is just not that strong. The funny parts are enough to last me throughout the whole film to laugh at, but as a story, I found it dull, and I have to give it a rental because of that.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you. I mean, to reemphasize, I think Mike Judge is enormously talented, and I think he will. This is not like the end of his career. He's going to go back and he's going to do something else that's really good. It's just this was a misstep, and,
Yes.
and it's just a rental.
I'm sorry.
It sucks because I got to wake up early tomorrow and go interview him about this movie. And he and I have been trying to hook up and have lunch again forever.
He's going to defriend you on Facebook.
I'm a tap dance around this shit like Bojangles Robinson. But I am right there with you guys with the exact same criticism. I give it a rental and for all the same reasons.
Now you're going to know how Randy feels.
No, I think this is a strong full price movie. I think
Bullshit, you motherfucker.
it's a rental for all the same reason. We're so on the same page with this. This is just one of those C grade movies that you watch and you're like, we'll have completely forgotten about it in the next Mike Judge movie. We won't even mention his filmography because we'll all have forgotten it until one of us goes, and Extract, and everyone goes, oh yeah.
Well, forgotten and forgiven because the guy's given us so much good stuff already. I'm ready to see whatever he does next.
What's important to say is it's not bad.
No,
there's nothing bad here. It's just not. It's just
there are some bad things here, but not enough to
not enough to harp on.
It's just flat. That's all. It's not like
flat.
there's anything that makes you mad or you go, oh my God, that was terrible. There's just nothing much to comment on.
You know what it is? It's flat soda that still has a little bit of flavor.
Can we put that on the poster?
Yes.
Metaphor man.
Go.com says it's flat soda with a little bit of flavor.
Remember what color that pill was I gave you? What? Could have been a horse tranquilizer. It's nothing to worry about. I just shouldn't drink anymore.
Bang, 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 bang.